Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to my channel, LeeBeeBuilds. My name is Aaliyah and I brought to you another speed build. I know, crazy. It's not like that. It's not like I'm a builder, you know? But yeah, if you're new here, I am a builder in The Sims 4 and I welcome you to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. And if you've been here before, hey again. Nice to see you. So yeah, I wanted to do a little bit more builds for the Snowyescape pack. So far, I only have the hostel, I think. Oh my gosh, I've only had the hostel so far. Whew, I apologize, but don't worry, there will be more Snowyescape builds or Japanese-inspired builds. I definitely have a plan to do at least 2 more Japanese-inspired builds before going into, like, I don't know, whatever I feel like in the moment, but I do want to kind of explore the pack and styles a little bit more and whatever I can do with it. So today I've decided to do a family home. I took a lot of inspiration off of Pinterest, so welcome to my Pinterest board. I definitely explored it a lot for this build because, I mean, I'm from Canada, and while we are a multicultural country, I put that in air quotes because are we really, but while we claim ourselves to be, I have literally like no idea about Japanese anything. I don't know anything at all, like, yeah, and there's probably a lot of people like me as well. So while I say this is a Japanese family home, I'm saying it's inspired by what I've found online. So if I look up on Pinterest Japanese family homes or Japanese home, Japanese house, whatever, and I look up inspiration, I'm assuming that these homes are actually from Japan, but they very well could be like an American home where someone just has Japanese inspired ideas mixed with other things. So I have limitations is what I'm trying to say, and I am trying my best. I definitely have looked to my resources online and done what I can. But yeah, so I don't know. Anyways, I hope you enjoy this build. I personally really like it. I think it turned out really cute and really homey. I realized when I was taking screenshots that I didn't put a fridge in the kitchen, but it's okay because I had like long cabinets, like the ones that go from like floor to ceiling, like those ones, and I was like, well, delete, and then I put a fridge in the same spot and it worked out perfectly fine. So I was lucky that there was a spot for the fridge. I just don't know why. Like, how did I forget a fridge? Who am I? Like, can I even claim myself to be a Sims builder? Like, I know, ridiculous. It was a little embarrassing. I took a screenshot of it and I was like, something feels off. Really, really off. And then I realized, oh, I forgot a fridge. So yeah, don't worry. If you notice that there's no fridge in the build, it's because there's none in the footage, but there will be in the final upload on the gallery. I actually, oh shoot, I have to redo the one I saved to my library. It doesn't have the fridge in it. I better remember to do that next time I'm in the game when I upload it. Oh, I'm really sorry if you want to download this and you're like, the fridge isn't there, but there's a spot for it. There's a spot, I promise. And a little bit about this build. We've got 3 bedrooms. 2 are for like kids or teens or whatever. One's like a more pink, one's a more blue. Gender stereotypes, you know, the whole shebang. We've got 1 bathroom with a separate toilet area because what I learned from the Game Changers is that that's typical for Japanese inspired homes, is to have the toilet as in a separate room from the like main bathroom area. And honestly, I totally get that, like totally get it, because I'm imagining like a master bathroom have those same kind of ideas a lot, like here in like Canada or something, if you're lucky enough to even have a ensuite. I'm imagining like a lot would have like, you have 2 sinks, one for each partner, and then there's like the bathtub and the shower, you ideally separate if you're really fancy. And then I think it's really good to have like the separate toilet area so that someone can go to the bathroom and someone can get ready like at the mirror or brush their teeth and all at the same time. It's honestly genius. So yes, of course I incorporated that into my build because it's honestly just, it's brilliant. That's it. It's just genius. So yeah, and I use platforms in this build, so that's like my new favorite thing to do now is put platforms everywhere. And I think it's fitting for like this house. It's not like a huge house, the living space. It's actually quite a small living space, and that's because I did want it to be 3 bedrooms all on the same level. So it's not like it's only 1 level. It's a, I guess, bungalow is the word I would call it. I don't know if there's another word for that, but bungalow. And so yeah, there's not like a dedicated dining space in the inside living space, but out on the like deck, balcony, whatever you want to call it, there is a 6-seater dining table that came with Snowyescape. So there is a spot for your Sims to sit down, but I find that most of my Sims in game just sit on the couch and watch TV while they eat, or they like, you know, so. But it, just because it wasn't that big of a space, like I figured it was better to not overcrowd it too much. So yeah, this is the living room here, and I use the tatami mats in this build. I really like them. I think they're really nice. And so what I did is I looked up online different patterns for how people arrange the tatami mats, because there's different orientations. So I was researching that, and I found a website that kind of showed a bunch of cool different designs, and I was really struggling finding a design for this space because I have like just the amount of tiles. You saw that sometimes I was trying to do like a circle kind of design, and it wasn't working because I had 1 less tile than would be needed for that style of arrangement of the mats. And so I ended up going with this one, which is a little more simple, and it worked a lot better for the space that I was working with. And then I also I'm obsessed with the two new fireplaces. I think they're both really, really amazing. I absolutely adore them. So obviously I wanted to use it here, and I guess that's part of the reason why we didn't get a dining space inside, is because I wanted this elevated spot for the fireplace, and then there was another level down and then another down into the couch area. So because of all these different levels, it ended up limiting my space. I definitely could have rearranged the space and fit in a dining table, but I like it better this way, so that's what it is. And sometimes that's just how it is. Like, I just want to be creative with the game, and obviously I want people to download my stuff if they like it, but I also just want to have my creative freedom as well. So and yeah, so now we're actually out onto the deck area. I ended up putting another roofing piece out here because I realized that I didn't have the dining space, and so having the dining space outside, I wanted it to be covered as well. So I ended up using another roof piece to cover it up, so that even if it is winter, while the table I was using is the one that has the heated like blanket on it, so that when you're sitting on the ground, you're warm. While I am using that keeps you warm, like even if it's like you don't want to be rained on while you're sitting on the table. So obviously we needed a roof. So I did add a roof there, and I added a easel too, just for a skill item, because there wasn't much space inside for that kind of stuff. So I put that there, and then there's also a chess table, not a logic table. I put a chess table out there too, just so that there was enough items to build some skills that are at the basis of a lot of different jobs in The Sims. I never really put chess tables in, but I found that a lot of the jobs I was making my Sims do, they needed to build up the logic skill, and it's not as fun having them read a book about logic. It's so much more fun watching them play chess on their own. It's hilarious. So yeah, and this is the master bedroom. Just, I wanted to use that really big door that came with the pack because it's just so magnificent. It's amazing. I love it. It does take up a lot of wall space though, so that was a little struggle, but I'm happy with how it turned out. And honestly, I really love this bedroom. It's a little girly, but I end up toning it down a little bit with the dark brown wall that you see me putting in now. And I think that brought it down a little bit, but I will admit it's a little pink. And I'm fine with that, but I'm not sure how some, like if someone is not in touch with their masculinity and their levels of, it's okay to have some feminine aspects to you. Like I could see that like someone may be like, pink bedroom, I can't do it. No. But honestly, I don't care. I think it looks good. So that's why it's like that. That's basically all my decisions in The Sims is I think it looks good, so that's what it's going to be. And then this is actually the entryway there. I'm kind of over, but if you did see it, there was like the platform that was raised up with the plant, and then there's a chair and a stool. And honestly, I really like that entryway. I think it turned out quite nice. And I often don't do very good with my entryways because they're hard. Like they honestly are, because you're like, what do I put in it? And yeah, I really enjoy it though. I think it's very simple. There's a place where you can sit down and take off your shoes because your Sims, they take off their shoes automatically when they come in the house with that sign on the wall, which I'm now realizing I'm not sure if I put in the house, but I should have. And then, so yeah, they have a place where they can sit down and get their shoes on when they leave or take them off, you know. Overall, just convenient spaces. Realistically, because there's not a dining table, that might be a spot where your Sim goes to sit, eat their food, but you know, not my problem. And right now, you're witnessing the biggest struggle of this house. You see the, like, what are they called? Freezes? I was having a lot of trouble with them because I didn't want it to be out on that open balcony part where there was no roof, but it kept going there and it was just so frustrating. But I wanted that part of the deck to be there, and I just got so frustrated. It ended up working once I raised up that part that didn't have a roof over it on a platform one level up. I think like it ended up getting rid of that, but you don't know how long it took me to get to that point. Like I was like starting to like rip out my hair. And some things in The Sims, it's just like, I wish you would work the way I want you to, and it just like doesn't. And like, I love the game, but like, calm down, you know? So yeah, that was my struggle with this build. And also, if you haven't noticed already, this is not a strictly Snowyescape build. I used a fair amount of packs in this as well, just because I already did the one with just Snowyescape, and I might do another, but I already did that with the hostel, so this one here definitely has other packs involved. Definitely, there's a few of them. I get carried away sometimes, I'm sorry. But I think it turned out really quite nice. That's my personal opinion on this space. And there's like, I don't know, I actually really like this house. I feel like I utilized the space given to me on the lot a lot. Oh gosh, ignore that I just said that was just a disaster. And yeah, and so yeah, like I said, we have 2 bedrooms here for the like kids or whoever. They don't necessarily have to be kids, I guess. They could be teens, they could even be adults, they could be young adults, they could be elders. I don't personally care who you put in these rooms. But this blue room, I did imagine it to be like, maybe like a, I don't know, a boy room, but like, I'm trying to decide what age, probably a child, because I end up putting like this science science table outside, and I think that's children only, so I guess one of the kids in the room has to be a child. So that one was like a child, but maybe they're more like 12-year-olds, so they're getting a little bit older. They're not necessarily filled with toys and stuff from their toddlerhood. They're growing up, you know? And then this room here, I imagine that this pink room could be a variety of different ages. It's very simple, and so I'm thinking it could be a teen, but I'm also thinking it could be a young adult that stayed home. Maybe because of COVID, they weren't able to go to university on campus, but they're at home doing online school. That could be an option. I was also thinking it could even be like an elder room that maybe has a little bit of style in their furnishing. Like it could, this one's very open to whatever age you prefer. Like I feel like it isn't necessarily defined to a single age for this room. And I quite like how it turned out. I think it's really pretty and very airy. It's definitely a nice room in this house, in my opinion. And then for them, I have the candle making station out on that deck. This is like a shared deck for them with a little fireplace and a bench. Nice and cozy place for the kids or whoever to hang out and do different activities. So I feel like I tried my best to incorporate skill building activities for this family, but you can obviously switch them out if you were to download this off the gallery, and you can switch them out to whatever skill building item you want for your Sims. So for example, I have the candle making station. You could easily switch that out and do like, I don't know, flower arranging table or woodworking table or whatever the heck you want. And same with like, I have the science table for the kids. You can switch that out to like a craft table or something, like, or it doesn't have to be a kid's item either. Like, I'm just giving some dedicated spaces for those skill building items that I often don't put in my builds because I do my builds often for aesthetic, not purpose, but I do get people downloading my builds. Like, people download my builds off the gallery, which makes me feel so good. But if people download them, I want sometimes them to be somewhat like functional for gameplay. And so there is a computer, don't worry. The most important part of a Sims house is the computer, and there is one. There's a dedicated office space at the end of the hallway with a little platform up. So there is a space for your Sims to use a computer, which is essential. And yeah, so right now you're actually looking at me doing some landscaping. It actually was kind of interesting to do because there wasn't much space around the house because I filled it with that pond part. So there is like only like a tile or two around the entire house for landscaping. So yeah, that was fun and interesting to do. And I hope you have enjoyed this video and you enjoy this house. Let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. And thank you for watching this video, and we'll be going to the screenshots very soon. So thank you so much for watching this, and I will see you in my next one. Bye-bye.